Hey, it's Beth from Spari. If you didn't catch us last week, I want to fill you in on what we're doing. Again, if you haven't noticed, I have lots of red hair. I'm very Irish. So I decided to dedicate this month of March all about to finding your pot of gold and what are the things that you can do in order to find that pot of gold sooner and have that pot of gold be bigger. So this week I'm going to talk about something, and it came up because it came up with a client recently. And this is all about how do you get your investment accounts to grow as much as possible for you? Well, there's a lot of ways, millions of techniques, but I'm going to tell you one of the things that you don't want to do if you want your investments to grow as much as possible. So I had a client that I worked with this week. They had some accounts, a Roth IRA one place and a 401k, and they just weren't watching the investments. In fact, in their Roth IRA, they had invested in various sectors such as China and energy, and some of these sectors several years ago, and then hadn't even watched it. Now, while those sectors performed really, really well over the last several years, in the last 18 months, they have been the worst performing sectors out of anything. So here's the mistake that I see people make, is they have accounts all over the place and they're not watching the investments. If you are not going to be day-to-day managing and paying attention to your investments and where you should be invested or not, or if you don't feel comfortable with that, then I recommend that you choose diversified mutual funds. So mutual funds that give you a broad exposure to a lot of areas of the market. Don't get specific and invest only in one country or one specific country, or in one specific sector, I should say. Try to keep it as broad as possible. And those are types of investments that if you're not going to pay attention to them day to day, they're going to tend to do better over the long run. They're not going to have as many swings as some of the sector funds do. So my recommendation on building your pot of gold: don't let all those outside investment accounts and old 401ks get out of control. Make sure you consolidate them and invest them in a diversified allocation so that you don't make the mistake of holding a fund when you shouldn't be and losing money without you even paying attention to that. I'll see you next week.